40 years of age. And in his 40 years, Grandma, he declared that he's just totally different. He don't know why he feels this way. He don't know how he feels this way, but all he knows is he's different. Well, how many of us a lot of times can be where we at, even in our workplaces and our schoolhouses, and everybody doing these evil things and wrong things, but what's on the inside, we feel that we are different.
Come on, Sapp.
We feel that we're different because the way that we was brought up.
Yes.
The Bible declares that you train up a child and the way that he should go, and when he gets old, he won't depart from it. But Moses was different through the bloodline. He finds himself in the land of Midian. When he finds himself there, he reminds me of 2 Chainz. The reason that he reminds me of 2 Chainz is because everything that he does is awesome. I don't rap like everybody else.
Come on, you better say it.
I don't rhyme like everybody else. Everybody wants to wear 1 chain, but I want to wear 2 chains. I'm different in all the ways that are set around me. Look at the text. He says that when Moses finds himself that the king had died. Now Moses is about 40 years old, and the reason that he's 40 now because he was raised in the Egyptian house with Pharaoh and Ramses. And now that he was raised with Pharaoh and Ramses, he's up on a pedestal because he's raised with the most high people that sits over the land. Now watch what takes place is Moses says that for some strange reason, Mama, I feel different. I was walking through the slave pasture, and Grandma, Moses said that he was watching the slaves work, and one of the Hebrew soldiers just walked up and started popping one of the slaves with the whip, telling him to work faster and work harder, work faster, work harder. Moses got upset because he was different. Moses said that, hey, stop that and stop hitting on him that way. He's doing the best that he can. How, Moses, you feel so different. Moses took a rock and beat him in the head until he killed him. And then he digs a hole and buries him down there and pats on him and flees and runs. So now look what happens. Moses is all chunked up. He's all weighted down. But at his 40th year, he goes now and says that I found out something. This is why I'm different. Because the people that was raising me is not the people that was there for me. And watch what happens. Now, the reason being is because Moses is looking now, and Moses is saying that, yes, I reign here with y'all, but I feel funny. Now I must leave. And after he reigned for the 40 years, he takes his weight off, he takes his chains off, he takes his bracelets off, and now the mother has to explain to him, son, you were adopted. We found you wrapped in these Hebrew clothing. Moses said, well, who is my people? Tell me where I come from. She tells him where he comes from, and he runs back and runs to the house and comes again, and Mama understands understood who he was, how can she understand who he is? Because he had a speech impediment. Because, yes, Moses was different. He was different from the average man because the way we can speak fluently. Moses couldn't speak fluently because he stuttered when he's taught. Now he's saying that I'm different and things must change. The text declares that after he sits on the walls and he prays and God answers his prayers. Now he becomes a sheep herder for a man by the name of Jethro. And as he becomes a sheep herder, he has to do something for Jethro. Because the text declared that he had daughters. And Moses marries one of his daughters, and Moses becomes the father of her children. And when he comes the father of her children, God speaks to Moses and he lets Moses know, he says, I need you to go back now. Go back now, Moses, and go and tell Pharaoh that God said, let my people go. He did not want to hear this because he said that I know what they'll do to me because I killed the man over there. And I was supposed to be on his side, but for some strange reason I felt like I was different. I stuck out like a sore thumb. Finally, Moses comes up to the side of a mountain. And the text declares that how different this man was. He never was introduced to this God until now. But Sister Parrish, he hears him speak. And while he's walking up Mount Sinai, he tells him, he said, Moses, pull off your shoes. Because the ground that you're standing on is holy ground. Moses is in a maze now because he said, look, I see a bush burning. But yet it's not consumed with fire. What's happening here? What's going on here? And he hears a voice speaking to him again and telling him instructions and says, go back. Tell Pharaoh I said to let my people go. And when he tells him to let my people go, he said, Moses, I'm going to warn you now that I will harden Pharaoh's heart 7 times until he refused to listen to anything that you say. Finally, he goes back and he tells Pharaoh them, he said that God told me to tell you to let his people go. What do you mean? Because if I let the people go, I'll have nobody to work for me. I'll have nobody to boss around. My kingdom will start going down. I refuse to let your people go. And this comes to my mind that a lot of times as Christian believers, there's a lot of things in our hearts that we need to let go. Oh, y'all ain't talking to me. Sometimes we have ill feelings. Sometimes we know that some things we're doing is wrong, but we refuse to let it go. And the reason that those type people are so different because spiritually, when you look at them, they walk bent over. Because they so many burdens on their shoulders, and it's so simple. In order for you to straighten up, all you got to do is
let it go.
I'm closing. I'm closing. All you have to do is let it go. But I find out that the longer we hold on to things, the longer animosity, envy, strife, and hatred build up inside of us. Oh, I need a church now. For God cannot use somebody that's tangled up